jump in. So welcome everyone, and I'm really happy if you just open the cameras. It doesn't matter if you're not, you're just in your bedroom or doing whatever you're doing, it's fine. It's nice to see your faces. So I'm happy if you do open your cameras, and of course if you don't wish to open it, it's fine also. Great. So welcome everyone. My name is Tarika. I'm happy to see here some familiar faces. And I'm very happy to get to know those of you who I haven't met yet. As I said, my name is Tarika. I'm from Israel. Well, now I'm in Israel. This is my clinic here, so welcome. Tarika, the name is coming from Osho, this beautiful guy in the back, you can see here, his photo. He's been my teacher, my master for past 21 years now. I'm 45 years old soon. I met Osho's work when I was about 24 years old. I came to India, to Pune. And at that time, I was just finishing my pharmacy school. And well, some of you maybe already heard my story. I will just repeat it shortly. I was having epileptic seizures in the age of 21, which almost finished this life circle for me. And with this issue of having these epileptic seizures and understanding that something in my life has to change, I came to Osho. And the time I arrived with a certain, a certain programming, a certain belief system about myself, about the world, and about people, about humanity. And I arrived to Osho, and this is where my journey actually has started, with meditation, with investigating my inner self. Well, I stayed in Pune for about 6 years. I lived there and I was meditating and learning the art of witnessing, awareness, and also practiced the different methods of therapy on myself, and was trained also in hypnotherapy and NLP, and furthermore in family and systemic constellation trauma work. I came back to Israel at 2006 after meeting my second master, Chantal Rinpoche. I'm studying Tibetan Buddhism as well since 2005. And I've been practicing ever since. I'm still on the path, practicing meditation and working with myself. I have a beautiful partner and two beautiful children. My partner's named Chetan, and my kids is Sheila and Nilay, 8 years old and 1.5 almost. And I live in Israel, and that's what I do. I practice, and my passion is also I practice with people. My passion really is supporting people in getting to know themselves better. And the work of Osho called it deprogramming yourself. Because actually we are already hypnotized, aren't we? We are coming to this world, and as we arrive, just as babies, before we even know that we exist, separate from our mothers, we are already been given so many programs, so many beliefs about ourselves. We are being told that we are Israeli, first woman, Israeli, Jewish, In Israel, we also have Ashkenazim and Sfaradim. It means where your parents come from. And so many beliefs coming with that. What is your background, your history, your family, your ancestors, where they came from, what is their stories, what are their traumas? All these stories are being given to you and you don't even know that you exist. So we are coming to this world with a lot of beliefs that are being given, imposed on us, actually. So this work that my passion is about examining all those belief systems and making an order. Yeah? What is beneficial for me? What is useful for me? What kind of beliefs do I carry that really support me in my life? And what is actually causing me damage, bringing pain, frustration, anger to my life? And then I would say reprogramming myself. So in this time that we are here together, I will speak about this topic, about the power of the unconscious mind. And specifically, the topic today is the freedom to be. You know? So this is towards our workshop that will start on the 23rd. It's a workshop of transformation. I call it transformation because we are shifting our trances. It's a trance. Trance is a hypnotic state. So once we transform our trance, we change our hypnotic, our brainwash from one way of thinking to another, from a non-useful way of thinking to a useful, beneficial way of thinking and belief system. So I will speak now, and I advise you, if you have some questions, please write them down. I will give time for questions and answer in the end. Please do not write your questions in the chat because I am not able to read them. And I want to focus on what we are talking about. So when you do have questions, just write them down and I will be happy to answer it to the best of my ability. Right. So we speak about the unconscious mind, and I would like a little bit to emphasize first about what is the difference from the conscious mind and the unconscious mind. So our conscious mind is where we shine the torch. So right now, for example, I am speaking and you are listening. Well, I assume you are listening. So the torch of your awareness is focused at what I am speaking right now. At the same time, you might be seeing, hearing, feeling, and even smelling or tasting so many pieces of information, yeah? So at the same time, now you must be also feeling the seat in which you are sitting on. Yeah? And maybe you are also aware of your nose. Are you? So you might tell me now, oh, Tarika, but before you said the seat or my nose, I was not aware. I was not aware of my nose. And I would believe you. It's true, you were not aware. But you were feeling it. It's part of your body. Of course, naturally, you've been feeling it. So what is the difference between our conscious and our unconscious mind? Our conscious mind is this part where we shine our torch and being focused at a certain point. If you want, we can compare it to the screen of our computer. This is our story. This is what we see right now, what we feel right now. But this is only part of the whole thing. Yeah? The conscious mind is very rational. It is very, I would say, mathematical. It is making sense of everything. Whereas when we are looking at what is the unconscious mind, I would call it the hard disk, yeah, the hardware of our mind, of who we are. This is where all the programs are lying. Our unconscious mind is like a child. He has to give meaning to things. He's completely irrational. He's very imagination. And it has to give meaning. So if we go back to the example which I gave you just a few minutes ago, and I asked you to be aware to the tip of your nose. Bring your awareness to the tip of your nose. So something shifted. And what happened? You actually heard me speaking and saying the words, bring your awareness to the tip of your nose. So you understand the words. That's why you could bring your awareness to the tip of your nose. So this is what we did. We brought a certain feeling from the unconscious to the conscious. We've just placed it on the screen. Now, how about if I would tell you, please do not think about pink elephant. Please do not think about pink elephant. What were you thinking about? Well, you cannot answer, you're muted. But you were thinking about pink elephants, were you? Naturally. So what happened? But I told you not to think about pink elephant, did I? Consciously, you can understand. Do not think about pink elephants. So what you're doing, you're trying to think about something else, isn't it? Maybe you are thinking about white elephants or about blue dogs, who knows? But the thing is that once I am saying the words pink elephant, you have to give meaning to those words. You have a certain representation from the inner to those words. So if you understand the word of pink and elephant, you have a certain representation of something. Well, I don't know how big or small your pink elephant is and what kind of pink, but you all share the feeling or the experience of pink elephant. Now, when we are trying not to think about pink elephants, guess what is coming to our consciousness? Pink elephant. Now, in our daily life, we try not to think about and not to feel 1,000,001 things. We try not to think about our ex. We try not to be angry. We try not to be depressed. We try not to feel anxiety. We try not to repeat the same behavior. We try not to. And then guess what we're busy with? So there's a sentence that says, energy follows attention. Yeah? So our energy goes to where is our attention. And why is that? Because our unconscious mind has to give a meaning. It calls TDS, Trans-Diversional Search for Meaning. It's a long word. for something which is actually very simple. Our unconscious mind cannot not give meaning. And the interesting part is that our unconscious mind is 95% of our experience of who we are. 95%. Now, if 95% is deciding to do something, and 5% is deciding to do the opposite thing, where do you think we will end up? If consciously I decide that I am letting go of this ex and to all this anger that I was carrying towards him, and I want to be free, and I want to find myself a new boyfriend and start from new, or I want to let go of my anger towards my mother or towards whatever, and I want to be free from something. So 5% decides this, and then 95% is completely not convinced. 95% of who I am want to go the other way. So where do you think I will end up? Naturally, well, you cannot answer. I will answer. Naturally, we will end up where the 95% are aiming this direction. So this is interesting. And we all know that from our lives, no? So many times we have decided consciously to change, to start new, to stop smoking, to eat healthy, to start yoga in the morning, to keep my meditation practice on time. So we decide a million and one things. And at the moment we decide, it's a very good idea. And then maybe we manage to do it for 1 day or 2. And then we say, it's stronger than me, I cannot. I decide I will not postpone things anymore. I will decide I will not overload myself anymore with work, or I will spend more time with my children, or whatever it is that we decide. And then it doesn't hold water, you know? It doesn't happen. Why? So it doesn't happen because a massive part of ourself is not convinced. So consciously we can decide. But on an unconscious level, we still have many objections. So what we are doing in the work of hypnotherapy, in the work of transformation, we want to look at this unconscious mind. We want to look at this 95% and to understand it, to bring light to all those automatic places, all those programs that are running there for so many years now, and understand what are the benefits that we have from maintaining this pattern, although it doesn't serve us anymore. Why do we hang on to this pain, to this depression, to this anger, to this ex? Why do I hang on to it and not letting go? Why do I hang on and not willing to really change my life and change myself? And we all share, and it doesn't matter where we come from, certain behaviors That maybe we got feedbacks from our exes. Well, exes, they like to give us feedbacks, and from friends and from all kind of people. And they tell us, oh, you know, you have this behavior. It drives me crazy. So, and if we are a little bit conscious and a little bit aware, we can also see it in ourselves. Sometimes we explode. Sometimes we're too dramatic. Sometimes we are detached. We cannot feel. And we get those feedbacks from people. They tell us, change. Maybe we tell ourselves, I want to change. But it doesn't happen. And then somehow life is passing. People are changing. The boyfriends are changing. The girlfriends are changing. I'm just getting older. But somehow it's the same story, no? Like copy paste, same thing happening. And again, we promise ourselves that we will change. Again, I will not postpone things anymore. Again, I will do my sport. I will do my meditation. And it's not happening. So in this work, what we are doing, we are bringing awareness to an unaware places. So it's like a research. It's like a journey of adventure. But we go nowhere outside, we're just going inside. And really slowly dissolving all those complex places in us and really understanding where all those beliefs coming from. So as I said, our mind is a little bit like a computer. Conscious mind, the desktop, the story. Unconscious mind, all the belief system, all the programs. Where do they come from? What does it mean having programs? What are we, computers? Yes, a little bit. So as I mentioned, once we arrive to this world, we get a lot of belief systems. Truth about ourselves, about the world, that are being given to us. And then we start living our lives as little kids. And then we look at our two first masters, yeah? Sometimes it's only one of them there. Sometimes now there are more complex stories, but the people who are our parents. So we look at them and we learn things before we even speak. We learn how to operate their systems. We create equation by just learning from them. We learn about everything. We can learn about love. Yeah? Love is, what is love? Was a question, no? Coming up. What is love? So we learn, we look at our parents, we see how our parents love themselves, how they love each other, how they love us. Love equals what? No? Sometimes it's beautiful things, sometimes it's some problematic beliefs there. Like love means control, love means jealousy. Sometimes love means violence. So we just model them. In this work, we do a lot of modeling, yeah? We look at our parents and we model, we learn. And this is where our programs are being installed. So we learn about love, we learn about what is to be a woman, what is it to be a man, what is it to be a mother, what is it to be a father. We learn about abundance, about money, about security, about confidence, about value. When am I allowed to value myself and to appreciate myself? What do I need to do in order to be proud of myself? Is it allowed to be proud of myself? We learn so many things from our parents. Some of those programs that are being installed are very useful and very good. How do we know that they are good? Because they support us on our path when we grow up. some of them are not so good. They are not so good because they are contaminated. They are contaminated from traumas and pain and all kind of things that happened to our parents or maybe to their parents or generations back. So sometimes people learn not to trust because they were violated or they were neglected. And those wounds are passing on to us and they become ours. And we keep holding on to them, even though it's not our belief at all. It never comes from our own experience. It just comes from generations back. And trust me on this one, I can tell you. The whole Jewish people's history is installed into one person. And it's whole belief system of being a victim, of being, you know, there's a lot of things there. And then we grow up a little bit. Yeah. All those programs are already there. Then we start learning by ourselves. We have experiences. Some of them are good. Some of them are not so good. We learn how to get attention. We learn what we need to do to get appreciation or to be seen or heard. And again, we model all the time. We look at the world and we learn. And we install more and more programs are installed. And according to those programs, we just walk around in the world and live our lives. Sometimes we recognize that one of these programs, at least one of them, is not updated. Maybe it doesn't belong to us originally. It's not useful. So we want to update this program. But we know ourselves actually, no? When we open our computer and we see that one of our program is not updated, and the computer opens up a little box and asks us to update the program, normally we do remind me later, no? Isn't it? Because it's never the right time. Now to do restart for the computer, forget it, we don't have time. We never have time. We never, there's always something more important. Until when? Viresh, one of my teachers, used to say, until the shit hits the fan. When the shit hits the fan, is enough. So comes a moment when we are fully entertained from our own story. We had enough of entertaining ourselves and telling ourselves the same old story again and again and again. Even if it's this story is real, no? Maybe it's horrible things that happen to us, not only to our parents, but to us in our childhood, in our lives. Maybe we suffered from, even from our parents' behavior. But this story, which we keep on telling ourselves and again, brainwashing ourselves and hypnotizing ourselves, creating this point where we're not open. We're not open for a change. We have too much of benefit. So we are hanging on to the old stories, to the old beliefs. There is some part of us that is afraid of change. Now, the workshop we are going to start on the 23rd is going to be about freedom. So when we are thinking about this word freedom, you know, we all have a certain representation in our mind what it means when we are free. And where this idea of being free comes from? Again, we look at the programs, at our belief system. So we want to look at our belief system around freedom. What is a free person? What is a free woman? What is a free man? So I would like to do something short with you, if I may. I would like to invite you to close your eyes for a moment. As you are, you don't need to lie down or do anything. Just as you are, just a little bit of meditation investigation, yeah? Unless you're driving. If you're listening to me driving, please do not close your eyes, all right? Keep them open. So if you're not driving, just close your eyes for a moment. I would like to really invite you to hold this word free. If you're a man, a free man. If you're a woman, a free woman. Ask yourself, what did I learn at home about freedom? Yeah? What did I learn as a child in my childhood? The environment where I was living and growing up. What did I learn about freedom? What do my mother think about being free? What is her ideas and beliefs about a woman being free? And what does it mean to be a free woman for my mother? Can a woman be free? And if yes, what it means? What is making a woman free? According to my mother. And according to my mother, what is making a man free? Can a man be free? Is it different for my mother? For a woman to be free or for a man to be free? Or is it the same? How does a free woman behave? How does a free man behave? And just a little bit contemplate now about your father ideas about freedom. Maybe he holds similar belief system like your mother, maybe different. What does your father believe about freedom in general? Can a human being, can a man or a woman be free? And what does it mean at all to be free, according to my Father. How does a free man behave according to my Father? How does he look at the world? What does he believe about himself? And according to my Father, can a woman be free? And if yes, what does it mean to be a free woman according to my Father? Then we also look at other ideas and beliefs we have around freedom that we learned from our society, from our religion. What does it mean to be free? We all want to be free, isn't it? Can we be free according to our religion? And what does it mean to be free? What does our society taught us about freedom? And just noticing to ourselves, and slowly, slowly we can take a deep breath. Let it go. Open our eyes slowly, slowly. And just by, this 5 minutes of contemplating and looking at our belief system, we can realize that we carry a lot of beliefs around this word freedom. Many of them comes from our background, our religion. I mean, it can be according to a certain tradition that freedom would be, awakening, being enlightened, or not being reborn at all. So it's a little bit of a high standard freedom. Maybe our religion tells us that to be free, it means to obey, do as God tells us, God's wish. Maybe our religion tells us that we cannot be free. We will be free only after we pass away, we will go to heaven. And it doesn't matter if we really believe in our religion or even we have some doubt. We all know that there are certain imprints in our unconscious mind. Even we consider ourselves not religious. We all know that we, in Israel, we have this, knock wood. If somebody says some good thing about you, so it's just, you knock wood. Huh? So we don't really believe, I don't really believe in it, but I do it anyway. This Corona time, no? We've been brainwashed so much. It doesn't matter if it's true or not, but forget it, I'm not going there. But how are we brainwashed when we just go outside, we feel like we want to wash our hands all the time? It's some kind of a program that has been installed. So it doesn't matter if we really believe fully or not. There's a part of us that believe. And it influences us. Now, on top of the religion that has a big part, we look at our social constraints, all our social conditioning. What does society expect from us? Now, this is also very different. When we look at the difference between men and women, a woman that is being expected to have children and to raise the children. In certain societies, she is the main person to do that, and the husband is less. In certain societies, the woman is bound to have only monogamistic relationship with her husband, whereas the husband can explore more, and it's better, it's okay, not so much problem. We have a certain belief, and it doesn't matter if we follow it or not. We have imprints of those programs on our mind. And then again, when we look at our parents, this is very, very important. Because what we believe about us being free comes a lot from our parents. Sometimes we watch our parents and we judge so much their behavior about, for example, not being free like we would like to. We can judge our mothers for not being the powerful woman that we would like to see. And then we install a different kind of program in ourselves. And I call it the anti-mama or anti-papa program, which takes us to the opposite. So whatever the belief system of my mother or my father is, or society is, or my religion is, I take it to the opposite. And then it still runs my decision making. And it takes me to another extreme. So am I free at that point? Still, no. I'm still operated by the same program. If this is my mother's program, then this is the opposite. But it comes from the same idea. So when we look at this idea of being free, we first need to understand what it means for us to be free. Because we all want to be free, but we actually don't really know what it means. Normally, we have a tendency to think about freedom from something. I want to be free from a certain behavior. I want to be free from a certain pain in the body, or I want to be free from a certain emotion that is taking over me. Or I want to be free from this person or that person or this experience that I had in my childhood or in the past. So we want to be free from something. And maybe we invest a lot of energy in this. And we go to workshops and we meditate and we invest so much money and efforts in trying to be free from something. But it's just like a person that is putting all his efforts in escaping from jail. So freedom from, as Osho explains it, brings us back to look at what is it that where we are escaping from. like a refugee. Yeah? We look at the war zone and we just want to escape from the war zone far as possible. But still our mind is completely occupied with the war. It's a refugee state of mind. This is Veresh, she's calling it, the psychological refugee. Whereas when we are looking at the freedom for, as Osho explains it, see, your focus is going somewhere else completely. Freedom from what I don't want to have in my life, and freedom for. So freedom for is the moment when you are released from jail. You don't need to escape anymore. Now what are you doing? So you are completely free. What will you be doing now? So as you know, many prisoners, once they are released from jail, they go back to prison. Did you know that? Very quickly they go back to prison. Did you know that? This is a fact. Because maybe it's prison, but at least they know what they are doing. They know when they are eating, when they are getting up, what they are doing throughout the day, and they are feeling safe, and it's something they know. So being free is coming with a sense of responsibility, isn't it? You cannot be free and just be like roaming around with no purpose. So when you are really free for, not just escaping from something, freedom for, what is it that you would like to be, to do? What kind of person will you be? It's very easy to be in the place of being, trying to be free. I got to break free. You know this song? Yeah. I got to break free. I got to break free. But this is a place of a victim. I'm a victim. This and that happened to me, and I've got to break free. God knows I want to break free. But hey, who prevents you from being free? Our own belief systems. It's us. Our fears. Even we are not aware that we carry those fears. And also, who are we without our story? Come on. I mean, we carry this story, you know, I walk around it. This is my story. Nice to meet you. This is my story. This is my miserable childhood. Those are my miserable parents, my horrible parents, my horrible history. This happened to me and that happened to me. And this makes the story. Who am I without this story? Sometimes this story gives a whole meaning to my life. And a sense of, like I'm doing something. I'm on my way, I'm on my path. So that's why I said we need to entertain ourselves enough time with the story. And then comes the point where we had enough of the story. We heard it millions of times. We tell it to ourselves. We have enough of it. And we don't want to have this story anymore. We don't want to try to break free from. We understand that time is short. Life can be finished tomorrow or tonight. And do we want to spend our days trying to break free from something Do we want to spend all our lives being in the victim position, that everybody is doing something to me and I cannot be happy because my history, my religion, my story, my mother, my father, my prime minister, really, he is something. But can he prevent my freedom? I was inspired by a beautiful Buddhist monk teacher that was in the Chinese prison for 20 years. And he was sharing how amazing it was for him, because he was in the prison, but actually he was retreating for 20 years. And he was so grateful for the Chinese to put him in prison. Said, wow, what an experience. He was, come on, free as a bird, because it's all in our mind. So I'm not even talking about this kind of freedom. This is far out too high. I'm speaking about our own story. I don't even speak about enlightenment, forget it now. I'm speaking about within our story. Do we want to have a nice story? Do we want to have relationship, or do we want to keep on blaming our mother and our father, or all those things that happen to us in our life, that because of that we cannot live the life that we want to have a nice relationship, empowering relationship, loving relationship, to have children or not to have children, or to be independent in our work, or to have the job that we want, or we want to keep on sitting there and blaming others for not being free. So if we come to the moment where we are fully entertained with our story and is enough, and we would like to take responsibility on our life and to switch from being a victim or being in a position of trying to break free from something, towards freedom, for where we take a lot of responsibility on our lives and explore, then I really invite you to join me for this adventure. So this course we're about to start, 7 meetings of 2 hours each, where we will all together switch this trance, and really learn our unconscious belief system, our unconscious behavior, and how to transform it. What is the benefits that we have from keeping on holding on to our story? And how can we create an alternative ways and being really free? So this workshop actually is not for everybody. This workshop is for those of you who had enough entertainment with their own story. If you didn't have enough entertainment, then forget it, don't come. If you still enjoy the trip, don't. But if you feel that something that I said was touching you, and deep down you feel that, hey, yeah, I would like to let go of a certain habit or a certain behavior or a certain pattern of thinking or feeling. And I would like to transform, but I can't do it by myself because I tried million and one times and it's not happening. Then this workshop is exactly for you. It's a beautiful and respectful work and super interesting. It's really enlightening because it brings a lot of light to places where we're completely covered with a lot of dust and darkness, which we didn't see in ourselves. So I really want to invite you, if something which I said touched you, to join us. And I can really promise you that by the end of those 14 hours, which also you will get some assignment and some things to homework to do at home, your life will be transformed. Because you cannot not know something once you know it. Once you discover something about yourself, you cannot undo. Once you understand it deeply, your life is changing. So I want to make space now for questions. If you have, I will be very happy to answer. Please write them down. Yeah, this I want to remind you that for this coming 24 hours, you will get, you can see in the chat, you can see the link for registration for the course, and you will get a 10% discount if you use this coupon, this code Tarika10. So if you register in the next 24 hours, then you will get this discount for the course. I want to go through the questions. Let me see. I'll just go back a little bit. I explore dressing up in certain ways to deepen the experience of the character I play in my story. Life is like one big stage. We are all characters playing these roles. This is nice. All my personal growth efforts are mainly directed at being free from health issues. Is that wrong? I thought I was on the right track, trying to heal myself. All right. So I want to refer to that. I want to quote Osho. I love Osho. He's a very intelligent person. Osho said, and please listen carefully, it's a beautiful sentence, said, when the shoe fits, the foot is being forgotten. Again, when the shoe fits, your foot is being forgotten. So when do you feel your foot? When are you conscious of your foot? When your shoe is either too big or too tight, isn't it? When something is wrong, you are busy with it. So when you are completely, when you have the right size of the shoe, you don't deal with the foot at all. It's exactly the same. When we are trying to be free from something, where is our attention? If I want to be free from my pain, then I trust myself, I believe myself that I am on a path of healing. That's true. But this is for a moment. It needs to be there because I want to be first conscious that I do have pain. It doesn't matter if it's physical or emotional. If I want to be free from this pain that I carry within myself, It's a moment. And this moment brings me to a path. Now, this moment is done. This is a moment of awareness, understanding that I would like to break free and be free from this pain. And from here onwards, I need to understand where is my destination. Because my destination, my inner destination, cannot be free from my pain. It's like you all have GPS, no? You know GPS. If you put your destination in the GPS, I want to be not on this and that street. Is it a destination? Where will your GPS lead you to? To this and that street. He does not understand not. Because our inner GPS needs destination. And not feeling pain is not a destination. It's like if you will ask me, where will you travel tomorrow? I will tell you, I will not travel to Tel Aviv and not to Haifa and not to Eilat. Does it mean that I tell you where will I travel to? Of course not. So when we want to understand where is our destination, we need to be really clear about it. So if you want to be free from health issues, your main focus is on your health issues. The shoe does not fit. You keep on digging and dealing with your health issues. Now you want to understand, how does those health issues serves you? What do they get for you on an unconscious level? Why is your unconscious mind creating those health issues? And then you want to change something. But this takes time to really understand that. So I hope I answered this question. Another question. What can we do if we don't have a clue about our destination or purpose, or what do we want to do and be in? That's why I would like to invite you to this course, because yes, most of us, it's true, most of us just know what we don't want to. And I sit with a client and I ask him, okay, why did you come? Normally they would start telling me all those things that they don't want to have in their life anymore. Either people or whatever, or just behavior. If they're a little bit conscious, they will say, oh, I have this anger attacks and I throw things and I shout and I say things that I don't mean, and then I feel bad. So they know where they don't want to be. Now when I ask them, so when you are completely free, how would you be? Oh, most of us have no clue. So we need guidance. If we could have done it by ourselves, we would have long time ago. Isn't it? We don't really enjoy our problems. I hope I answer. If I join the course but will miss first 2 sessions, will there be some, oh, it's jumped. Will there be some recording available? Yes, we will make sure that whoever is joining the course will have the full course. Don't worry. Here there's an answer. Great. Oh, great. So this is covered. Are there any other questions regarding what I have just explained, or any practical questions about the course? I am happy to answer. Okay. So I would really like to invite you, if there are no more questions, to check with yourself. What area in your life you feel you are still stuck? So naturally, when you are stuck, you are not free. It can be your economical, finance issues, your beliefs around like abundance, all kind of beliefs about abundance. Can you live in abundance or not? It can be the area of your relationship or love. It can be your fulfillment in life, you know, either in your job. It can be your spiritual path. I'd really like to invite you to really check, where are you still stuck or carrying some beliefs that does not serve you anymore. Maybe you recognize that you are actually very similar to your mother or to your father in a certain behaviors that actually you would like not to be similar to them, but you realize that you are, and that you repeat the same behaviors, and you would like to be different, but you are still repeating the same behavior. So just check with yourself. And when you do have the understanding of this area in your life that you want to be free from, and now I will refer to Diksha's question, if I can explain a little bit more about Freedom 4. Freedom 4 is your destination. So ask yourself, when I am fully free, when I will have none of these issues anymore, how will I be? What is my inner destination? And when we will start working in the workshop, in our course, we will start by defining our inner destination, really understanding what it means to us, because there's not one truth that is right for everybody. What it means for me to be free. And free for has nothing to do with where I am escaping from. It's not a reactive thing. And I am free for, I am completely not busy with where I am coming from where I am escaping from. I'm already free. I want to refer to another question here that I missed. You are beautiful inside and out, dear Tarika. Thank you very much. My question is, I am not able to sometimes understand if my dreams, goals are from a deeper purpose, calling, or from my victim story. Well, this is very tricky, I understand. Because, yeah, sometimes this is exactly what I spoke about, the mother-father program and the anti-mother-father program, or society's program and then the anti. Sometimes we are completely busy with being against. So my suggestion is actually to see if our destination is coming from a reactive place, and only us we can understand that. If we feel that we are reactive there, then this is not our destination. I will explain. One of my clients, he comes to me and he says, oh, I am very pessimistic, I'm negative. Oh, every time I just see the horrible, I would say, I just create horrible stories, and I believe that this is what is going to happen. I'm pessimistic and negative. And he realized it's like his father is repeating the same behavior. And of course, naturally, he wants to break free from this being negative and pessimistic. So he knows where he wants to move out from. But then when he looks at being free from this, first thing that came to his mind, he said, oh, so I want to be optimistic naturally. I want to see the goodness in everything and be grateful for everything and all kind of spiritual stuff. So naturally, that was a very reactive response. Because he hated this negativity so much in his father. So he was very reactive. So he thought that the solution is just to be positive, always. Now we cannot be positive always. So when you are thinking that your destination is to be the opposite of what you hate, then you are still driven by the same program. You're still reactive. This is not the final destination. The final destination for that guy was being realistic, actually. He wanted to see reality as it is, as far as possible. And to deal with what things are coming, not to go into drama, not this drama and not that drama, not negative and not positive. As far as he can, just to be with reality and to respond to it in a responsible and adult way. So what techniques will you use during the course? So I will use techniques that come from many worlds that I am practicing. So NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, hypnotherapy, Tibetan Buddhism approach, family and systemic constellation, a little bit from the somatic experience world, a lot of techniques. And I was just combining them all to help you find your inner destination and be free for. Thank you, dear Tarika. I was able to connect to your explanation. You are very welcome. Thank you, Tarika, for sharing some very radical, powerful ideas. You are very welcome. So are there any other questions that are something you want to share? We have a few more minutes. I will be really happy to see all of you in the course. It's a fascinating course that you can really take all those tools back into your life and use it not only during the course but also later on. It's all kind of programs, antivirus programs that I install to you, and you can carry on with your life, and once you understand certain things you cannot not know them anymore. So it is a life-changing, and it will help you in every issue that will come up in your life. You can go back to your notebook and work it out. So I really recommend you. Oh, you are very welcome. Thank you so much. I feel most of my life I was for or against something. Rarely I acted from pure authenticity. And I want to move more towards that. Thank you, Tarika. Asma, thank you very much. And this is a beautiful insight. So, yeah, this is the moment where we take responsibility for our lives and we make a change. So, thanks to Evolve Beings, this is happening soon, and this is a possibility for all of you. And I have a passion to do that with you. And it can really be this course that after that, your life gets a different direction. It's about waking up to ourselves. So it is, as I said, not for everybody. It's only for those of you who really want to change something. So if you do want, as I said, in the next 24 hours, you get a 10% discount if you register. So you are welcome to join. I will be so happy to see you in the course. Oh, there's a question. One of my main issues is that after learning these tools on courses, it is hard for me to apply them afterward. Do you have an advice for that so I don't repeat it after your course? Again, as I said, we can take tons of courses. We can be on the process, on the path for years, trying to be free. But working with the unconscious mind is working with our objections to the change. Until and unless we work with our objection, nothing will synchronize. A change is happening in our life when there is a synchronicity within ourselves. All our parts together synchronize into one direction. And there is no part, a single part that says, oh, objection, Your Honor, actually I would like to go back to my old behavior. But we need to learn how to get to this point. Otherwise, you can stuff your mind with trillion in one tool and ideas and study some more and read some more. You can do nothing with that. Just the borrowed knowledge. But to make a real change, we need to create this click. This point where something synchronized and you understand from all your parts that you are going to do that. You want to get into this situation where you really feel this synchronicity. Otherwise, it's just like a decision. Oh, from tomorrow I will start a diet. Great, good for you, good luck. I will stop this emotional eating. And we can, we can search and understand and where we got this from, emotional eating, and why nothing will be changed until we reach this point of synchronicity. Again, you will share info about the what is? Fee. Oh, the fee. Everything is in the link. And you get a 10% discount and everything you can read inside. So, are there any more questions? You can also find my website. It's just there. Maybe you can post it here. So I'm available for sessions, for any question that you might have. I'm happy to answer. You can contact me. And yeah, I'm very excited to see you all in our course. So thank you so much for this evening. And thank you, Evolve Beings, for hosting this meeting today. There's Rohini. Hello. So, yeah, you are very much welcome. I'm very, very happy to be here and see you guys all again and again. So thank you so much. Maybe we want to unmute for a moment. Can we do that, Marini? Just to say goodbye? So we can all unmute. Yay.
Bye.
If you're muted, just unmute yourself so you can just say goodbye before we close.
Bye, Tarika.
And good
Thank
night.
Thank you.
Bye,
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 Tarika. Thank you.
Marini.
Big
Bye, Gopala.
hugs.
Bye, everybody. Laila Tov from Israel. Good night. Here we have.
Thank you. Love you.
Love you all. See you soon. Looking forward.
See you. Bye bye.
Bye bye. Ciao, ciao.